With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift MotorSports airs iRacing Paint's Xfinity Series fires things off for the final time before we set your Championship 8 to fight it out at Texas Motor Speedway next Tuesday night. Who's gonna get the job done? We seen one heck of a race last night. Tonight's track conditions mirroring those of last night, a little bit cooler for those fans in the stands with a little bit of overcast clouds rolling in. Qualifying already wrapped up and in the bag, walking away with the Performance Motorsports Pole Award here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. Justin Gann will lead us to the green flag in the Bang Energy 150. So as we get ready to head trackside, drivers going to begin to make their way to their machines. We're going to get set to unleash the beasts for 150 laps. But before we go, how you doing? How you feeling? out there in TV land, race fans. Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, what do you say we jump down there, taking a little look? So we got a nice little shot of the fans beginning to fill all of the sedans, sold out, packed house once again here, Rattlesnake Hill, Avondale, Arizona, hosting championship cutoff, race number 6. It's going to be it for somebody's championship hopes and dreams. Who will make it through? We're going to get ready to find out as we get set for tonight's Bang Energy 150. So all the pre-race fun behind us, it's all about the run now. We've seen hard-fought battles last night and a little bit of fuel strategy come into play here from Phoenix Raceway. With the Performance Motorsports Truck Series backed by Swift. Swift back in action here tonight with the Airs Racing Paints Xfinity Series. 12 drivers vying for 8 positions. Make that 10 drivers, 2 already eliminated, not in the field here tonight. Kevin Burrows and John Wimpish's championship runs. We'll see an end here tonight under the sun at Phoenix Raceway, so that's going to do it for their championship run. So it's down to your last 10, fighting for 8 spots. Only a handful of drivers are locked in. Justin Gann, Bailey Dutton, Todd Cray, pretty much all but locked in. They just got to pretty much finish tonight's race, and they will be securely into the championship round at Texas Motor Speedway. We await the word from the flag stand, and there it is. Boss man gonna give him the one finger wave. Looks like we're ready to roll here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. So with the familiar sounds in the background, you know it's time to run down tonight's Bang Energy 150 starting lineup, starting inside row number 1 behind the wheel of that fast number 30 machine. Pole position once again, Justin Gann will bring us to green. Bailey Dutton going to start just to his outside with McMillan Jr. and Todd Cray in row 2. Fernandez and Hunt back in row number 3. Jason Branch, Cody Sleeper going to finish out row number 4 with Gary May and Jake Ashe. Finishing out your top 10, David Medina Sr. and Casey Duncan back in row 6. Finishing out the field here tonight behind the wheel of that 85 machine, Kevin Blokema. Well, that's going to do it. We're going to get ready to run quickly here tonight as we go green. Racing from Phoenix Raceway. Close racing action, a little bit of rubbing going on there between your top 2 out of turn number 2, back down the backstretch and into 3. We'll come around back through the restart zone to the line. Who's going to have it? Advantage to Dutton on the high side. Bailey Dutton going to grab the first lap here tonight, take it away from that pole sitter. Justin Gann going to fall back to second. Here comes McMillan Jr. looking to the inside. Great run off of the corner exit on the bottom of the racetrack. The 15 looks for more, a little further back. Fernandez struggling a little bit with that Black Rifle Coffee Company Bass Pro Shops coming narrow. He has the 28, and Jason Branch all over his rear deck lid. Cody Sleeper way up to the high side. Sleeper, one of your sleeper picks, if you will. Oh, and we got contact in trouble, big trouble. Ooh, Arca breaking it, man. That's 17. Or 77, I apologize. Jake Ashe. Missing all the action. We got big trouble, though. Let's go check it out with this inbox replay on board now. With the 3 of Fernandez, and just up and around he goes. There you see Jason Branch taking off. Get around. Do we got a high side picture of that? Can we get the drone cam on this one, guys? Do we got that one? Looks like we got a thumbs up. Let's take a look at it from the overhead here. Sleeper to the high side. There you see Branch at the bottom. Fernandez comes down. 28 was there. Contact, carnage, and a handful of drivers caught up and involved early here tonight from Phoenix. So that's going to put us back under caution, or under caution, I shouldn't say back. First caution of the night here, lap number 3. We do have drivers all ready to pit lane. Only Todd Cray, Jason Branch, Cody Sleeper, Jake O'Shea, Kevin Blockham will get to stay out on the racetrack. I'm not quite so sure that's the move to make. If you're Branch, a little bit of contact damage. Pretty sure he's going to want to get that checked out and looked at. You can see a little bit of damage on the front end of that Detroit gasket. MGM brakes. 1 of Sleeper. Sleeper with, you know, no pun intended here, a little bit of a sleeper season. I already called him the sleeper pick into the championship 8. 80% of the time walking away, or 89% of the time, we apologize, percentage finish inside of the top 10 for Sleeper, so he's always there inside of the top 10. 33% finishing inside of the top 5. So while he hasn't had a whole lot of podium finishes this season, Sleeper is definitely one of those guys you got to watch out for at the end of each and every one of these races. We're going to find out how the rest plays out here tonight. Early caution here from Phoenix brings us to a crawl field back behind the pace car here at the Bang Energy 150. Field to get set to get doubled up this time by. We should see the one finger wave from the boss man and a flag stand. A little bit of a light handful of weeks really for the man behind that official iRacing pace car, our good buddy Joshua Norwood, pulling those pace car duties for us once again. A little bit of a slow few weeks for him. Hasn't had to put in much work. Drivers making him earn his keep early here tonight from Phoenix. And indeed, we see the lights on the pace car go off, so we are set to go back green flag racing this time. Byfield going to double them up. Crane O'Shea, row 1, Gannon Dutton back in row 2, McMillan Jr. and Hunt, row 3, Sleeper and May. Row 4 for the restart with Branch and Fernandez. Finishing out your top 10. And I don't like Todd Cray's chances, but I mean, you only got 3 lap older tires. Might as well play the strategy now, right? Why not? We know he's not one to save tires. We know he's not one to save fuel. Sticking to his guns early. He'll bring us back to the green flag. This time around through the dog leg and into the restart zone. Green flag flies as Gray nails the loud pedal. Gets a great jump straight down through the dog leg. You can see a lot of drivers going down to the bottom. Dutton, McMillan Jr. going to take over third now. Ooh, Jake O'Shea falling back through the field already. Fourth, Justin Gann looking for a position. There he is, working his way to the inside now, trying to follow suit with McMillan Jr. Here comes Nick Hunt after last night's podium finish. Can that John Deere double O finish off with another podium finish? We're going to find out in about another 140 laps or so, but we're going to slow things down once again. Casey Duncan, Kevin Blokema with some problems. Let's go back here to the sim replay. Oh, and there it is, Gary May. Oh my gosh, and nowhere for Duncan to go. Gary May with some problems, big issues. Let's go back again here. Oh, big hard impact. That's going to put it into the night for both of those drivers. You can see the engine already expiring. Big time trouble here. Kevin Blokema with some problems. Let's go see what happened to the 85. And looks like just slowing down to avoid any contact, and still going to hit a little bit of a front clip there, so back under caution for the second time. Quickly here from Phoenix, now looking like the magician. Todd Cray going to lead a handful of laps with help from trouble from a handful of drivers. You know what? We're going to go back. I want to talk about this guy right here. Behind the wheel of that Navy number 28 machine, Jason Branch. Just a quiet season for Branch, really. Only 15% of the time inside of the top 5. 77% inside of the top 10. Just a methodical, nice, slow burn all season long, and it's got him in good position coming into tonight's race, sitting 7th in the championship standings. Or we apologize, sitting 6th in the championship standings. Setting himself up for a pretty comfortable night here at Phoenix. Walk away with the top 10, easily moving on for a chance to fight for the championship crown next week at Texas Motor Speedway. So again, it's not about those big name drivers getting the victory lane. Right? We've had multiple race winners. 5 race winners this season. 4 of them multiple times to victory lane. Justin Gann, your Performance Motorsports pole sitter here tonight. You know he's got speed. He's been to victory lane 4 times. He leads all drivers throughout this series. With a win so far this season, if he can get one more here tonight, he'll wrap up the most wins title. Though I think he'll trade that trophy and accolade in for some season hardware. Of course, we're going to have to wait until the end of next week's race to figure that out. But at the front, saving fuel, saving tires. Under caution, Todd Cray going to bring us back to the green flag this time by. And not losing a lot of position, surprisingly, that speed stick number 77 Toyota Supra sitting back in that 4th position, second car outside the lane. He was able to keep himself somewhat in the mix with those older tires. A lot of speed out of that 26 of Dutton, as well as McMillan Jr. down their second car inside lane. We'll see if either of those two can power around the Coors Light number 22 of Todd Cray. Cray looking to get back to victory lane. Will he follow up last night's race winning performance with yet another race win here tonight? Just over 135 laps remaining here tonight. Fields into the restart zone. All the gas in. Green flies once again. Bang energy. 150. Cray with a good restart, scoots away about a 2-car length advantage back down into 3. Dutton gonna dive deep to the bottom of the racetrack. Make up a bit of time, not quite there just yet. McMillan Jr. gonna have to settle for 3rd. Nick Hunt moving into 4th now. 77 starting to slide backwards. Justin Gann, your pole sitter, sitting right behind him. Gann was the first driver to employ that fuel strategy last night. Could we possibly be seeing him working an angle already here tonight? Only one way to find out, and that's to stick right here. Lap number 15 on the board. We'll drop that timing and scoring. Back over there to the left-hand side of your screen. 13 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We are down to 12 still out there on the track. 2 of them on pit road. 9 on the lead lap. The Cuban Missile Rocket Roy Fernandez, he's got to find a little bit of pace here. And after some heavy, hard impact, fortunately enough, Fernandez able to stay out on the racetrack. Definitely needing a little bit of help to try to get this machine, or his machine a little bit better racing shape. Cody Sleeper struggling a little bit as well. The 01 Detroit Gasket MGM brakes. Camaro. Heavy damage. You can see it right there. He's just looking to persevere, soldier on, try to cap off this championship run with the top 10 and just move on to Texas with a shot for the title. Man against man. I can't say mano y mano because, well, I guess I can't say man against man because it's about man against man 4 more times. You thought 4 drivers going at it in the season finale for the championship was worth the drama, the action? We doubled the size, that's right. We won our championship race. Super sized right here with the Airs Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. 8 drivers will fight it out at Texas. We'll see who's celebrating on the screen. Big hoss for the world to see. Who's going to raise the championship title? Who's going to build the momentum with a race win here tonight? We're going to find out in about another 130 laps. 150 miles in tonight's Bang Energy 150. Now starting to get the longest green flag run we've seen of the night. Lap number 20 going to go on the board. Top 2 stepping away just a little bit from McMillan Jr. sitting in 3rd. Nick Hunt, he's got company. He's got a driver on his tail. Let's go take a look. Nice little camera shot looking back at the Toyota Supra piloted by Justin Gann. Pole sitter looking to move back forward. He's got a hard fighting Hunt on his hands. Front of the field starts to stretch it out a little bit. You can see Jason Branch just off in the distance, just off in the background. We'll see if we can see him here in just a second here. Let's get a little closer to the track, guys. There you go. There you see all the gaps back through this field from about that 3rd position. There you can see John McMillan Jr. just making his way by. Some really bad gap is really starting to develop between Belton and McMillan Jr. compounding from there on. Back car length or 2 in between a handful of different drivers still battling for position. But again, going at it for 4th. Looking to the inside, and he's going to make the big dive through the corner, way up the racetrack, back across the line. Justin Gann's going to take the position for the moment, but bottom the racetrack through the dogleg. Looked like Nick Hunt was going to have a little bit of a look at it there. Missed that crossover opportunity. And Hunt will fall back to 5th. A little bit of a loose race car out of the corner there. Hunt with a handful. Now that we've seen an extended green flag run, this is where we're starting to see those gaps begin to develop. We've seen how good Todd Gray was last night, coming on strong in a race that went green flag from flag to flag. No cautions last night in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, brought to you by Swift, right here from Phoenix Raceway. Tonight, already 2 quick cautions. Handful of drivers wounded, trouble. There you can see the aftermath and the after effects. Roy Fernandez will fall off of the lead lap. Bailey Dutton making his way by. Looks like John McMillan Jr. also making his way by the Wounded Warrior, the Cuban Missile Rocket, Roy Fernandez. Casey, we hope you're all right. Hope everything's good. And yeah, I mean, we'll agree. I'm glad you got a little bit of a good spirit about it there. Well, that was quick, and indeed it was, my friend. Indeed it was. Hopefully we see you back on the racetrack next week at Texas Motor Speedway. Give these drivers a little bit of a fit for the championship. Going to see how everything plays out here for you tonight. Still inside of the top 8 with the championship opportunity. So, Casey, don't be discouraged just yet. We got to let these chips fall where they may. No pun intended either. Gary May, one of those championship contenders that you were gonna have to worry about here tonight. Casey, Dunk in May, out of the race as well. He's not really gonna gain enough points on you, so the only one you're gonna have to be concerned with, truly, is I believe gonna be that 15 machine of John McMillan Jr. But with 35 points to make up, we'll scratch that. That's going to be, what is that going to be? Come on, guys, let's get this right. 46 points behind. You might have enough. I think you got it. So even coming away, and you're going to walk away with some points yourself here tonight. Not a ton. So I think you may be onto something. I think you may be right, Casey. I think you may have done enough to work your way through. But again, we're not the stats guys. We're gonna let that all get sorted out and figured out at the end of tonight's race. Lap number 32 on the board. Todd Cray out to almost a 2-second advantage now over Bailey Dutton, John McMillan Jr. and Justin Gann. Starting to close in on Dutton just a little bit. About a second and a half separates second, third, and fourth on the racetrack. So the lead of that top 5 starting to pull back together. And yeah, Casey, he's 35 back, but that's 35 back from Cody Sleeper. And you're saying, oh, well, no, it's going to be 36 points. 36 points back. That's right. Are the standings online? Yes, they are. You can check them out over at simracerhub.com. You can just type in the league information, and it'll pull you right there. Tell you what, do you one better than that? I gotcha. People out in the chat ask for it. You got it. Don't worry, I got you coming. Yeah, there is a link over there on the Discord channel, but I tell you what, Casey, we got you right here. Boom, there you go. That's where you can find the point standings, the stats, everything right there, all broken down for you, so you can follow along at home just as well. And again, we're not the stats guys, but we do believe Casey has made it through. Don't want to hatch or count our chickens before they're hatched, but we'll see how it all plays out here tonight. Trouble for Cody Sleeper. The 01's going to head down pit road. The MGM brakes. Detroit gaskets. Camaro with problems. It's going to somewhat make it interesting now. With Sleeper having some issues and McMillan Jr. running well in third, that final position may be up for grabs. keep in mind, we got drivers inside of the top 5 not in the field here tonight. Jerry Cochran III, he's going to fall through the running order. Could we possibly see a 2-time race winner miss the championship race by missing a chase race? We talk about consistency. If you join us week in and week out, you hear us harp on the consistency factors. And that's what it boils down to. You can't just be at the front or in the rear. To get anywhere with this Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series, if you're going to want to have any opportunity, you're going to have to stack up those top 10s. You're going to have to stack up those top 5s. You don't necessarily have to stack up the race wins, but you definitely have to stack up the top 5s and top 10s. Let's see if we can find some action. Let's see if we can find some battles. Looks to be your closest battle of the racetrack right here. That's William John McMillan Jr. and Justin Gann. Your pole sitter starting to close in now, working his way through the center of the corner. Let's jump on board. Let's ride along with the Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner. Sitting behind the wheel of his number 30 Toyota Supra, trying to track down a handful of Camaros out front. Looking forward on the inside. Will he be able to get the forward bite up off of the corner exit? Let's jump back outside of the car. There it is. Gets the job done through the center of 3 and 4. It will take over that third and final podium position for the time being. We'll see how the rest of the night goes for Gann. And we'll see if he's able to get his way all the way back to the point. We're going to stay right here for a handful of laps. Watch this battle continue to unfold. It is one of your closest battles on the racetrack. You can see Nick Hunt just off in the background. There's 2 cars lined up behind him. Let's go back there. Let's check this out. There you can see, I believe that is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be Kevin 85 machine. No, looks like we got the 99 painted on the side. That's David Medina Sr. Medina Sr. sitting 7 laps down, running in that 8th position. So more than likely here tonight, if you're able to keep yourself on the lead lap, you're sitting in. You're sitting pretty. Although, just keep in mind, although the man leading the race out front, stinking up the show. There you can see the Coors Light, number 22 of Todd Cray. At one point in time last night, he put the entire Truck Series field 1 lap down. Only your top 4 finished on the lead lap. We're just as quick here tonight. Looking to make some short work. A handful of drivers in the field. Todd Cray out front by almost 3 seconds now. Justin Gann starting to reel in Bailey Dutton for second. McMillan Jr. fading just a little bit. We're going to take a look. Tell you what, something we haven't really done before in the past. Let's take a look at those last lap times. Let's get those over there to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see and follow along. Gann just about as quick as your race leader, only John McMillan Jr. 1/100th of a second faster last time around. So there's the speed, there's the data. The numbers don't lie. Let's take a look at the manufacturers and how they run here tonight from Phoenix Raceway for the Bang Energy 150. bow tie at the top, followed by two Toyotas. Be one fast forward in the field. Jason Branch going to look for a sixth place spot for now. Looking for a little bit more before the close of tonight's race. Here we go, race fans. Just about a third of the way through. Oh my goodness. Easy for you to say. Here we go, race fans. About a third of the way through tonight's race. The Bang Energy 150. When life puts you to the test, don't settle for second best. Grab a Bang Energy and fuel your destiny. Once again, you find them in your local convenience stores as well as grocery stores. Check them out at bangenergy.com. I don't know if he needs a Bang Energy, but he needs to find a little bit more speed here. Bailey Dutton under fire from Justin Gann. Teammates going at it with podium implications. McMillan Jr. laying back, watching it happen, ready to pick up the pieces. Should it all fall apart between those two hard-charging, hard-racing, fast supers battling for second and third, and this is only going to help Todd Cray, who's heading to pit road. Todd Cray to pit road. Cray to pit lane. Jake Shea also to pit road. Both of those drivers yet to hit pit lane all night, so early green flag pit stop for them. These guys are going to be able to stay out about another 5 to 7 laps as Bailey Dutton going to go back to the point. Justin Gann still catfishing on the bottom. Only able to get the job done. That's going to open up the door for McMillan Jr. to have a little bit of a sniff to the inside. But not going to be enough. He's going to have to fall in line down the back stretches. Dutton slows down the straightaway. Fighting tail end. Whew. And from 3 seconds out front to 1 lap down due to green flag pit exchange. Todd Cray going to sit in that 6th position now. Jake Shea going to fall a 2nd lap down. He's going to have a long night ahead of him now. Look for Bailey Dutton to be eyeballing pit road here in the next, I would say, about 3 to 4 laps. We should see him down pit road. Gann, a little bit more fuel on board, so the 30 is going to be able to stay out maybe another 10 laps or so. We should see Justin Gann to pit road right around, I'm going to call it lap number 65. We'll see if that holds to be true. But the fuel strategy's got to be all over the board now, right? Todd Cray, opening stint of the race, 52 laps on the fuel and tires. We did have a handful of cautions to help him along his way. These drivers at the front of the field, they're on their original set of tires. They only came down for fuel. So struggling with the pace as Todd Cray has got those fresher tires, and he has the fastest lap turned in last time around at 28:41 for Cray as a Shea with a 27:68. Oh my gosh, that's lightning quick. Dutton McMillan Jr. peel for pit road. That's going to put Justin Gann back at the points of your pole sitter for the first time in a long time here tonight. It's back to lead tonight's race. Jason Branch yet to hit pit road. Stays out on the track with him. Branch sitting 5.5 seconds back, sitting in second. Todd Cray quickly going to get himself back on the lead lap. Now look for Cray to try to make the leapfrog past Hunt, McMillan Jr., and Dutton. We're just now into the box, and I think he's going to make short work of it, man. Easily puts time on Dutton, McMillan Jr., and Nick Hunt. Was it enough to leapfrog Justin Gann? We're going to find out. But how about this guy right here? He needed some championship points. He needed a little bit of help to secure his championship run next week at Texas. He's going to lead 2 laps so far here tonight. Jason Branch heads to pit lane. So we'll rejoin the man in no man's land. Nothing in that back glass when he looks through the rear view mirror. Over a 6-second advantage now for Todd Cray after the first and opening round of green flag pit stops. Man, the field's in trouble. Dutton able to scoot away from Justin Gann as well, open up that gap. The distance between those 2 drivers just over a 1-second deficit for Justin Gann, who's got about a half a second advantage on John McMillan Jr. Now that Canadian sponsored number 15 machine, our brother from above the border, starting to struggle a little bit here in the mid portion of tonight's race. Looking for a little bit of speed, but struggling to find that proper line. Looking for the battles, we're going to stay right here. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. There you see Jack Shea able to get himself back just 1 lap down, searching for a little bit more. But being on that same fuel and tire strategy as your race leader, Todd Cray, I think Shea is going to have a little bit of trouble working his way back on the lead lap. He may have to long run this thing. Just hope the pit cycle works out for him, or see if he can catch a late race caution. A caution right about now would do wonders with that opportunity that the Speed Stick 77 of Shea is looking for. Sitting in 7th. We'll see if he can make it back onto the lead lap. What do you got? Who do we got? Let's take a little look around the racetrack. What do you say? And, well, we give our cameramen the opportunity to take the race where they want it, and they're going to take it or leave it right here with Justin Gann. How about the big run down here? 5-lap difference on the tires. But Bailey Dutton is a run. Bailey Dutton all over the rear deck lid, and now looking to the inside. Todd Cray has company. It's going to come in the form of not just Bailey Dutton, but here comes Justin Gann. What has happened to Cray? Take a look down the right side, and the right side of the car is clean. He hasn't been into the outside wall. Typically, when we see a driver drop that much speed in a short amount of laps, you can check the right-hand side of the car. Typically find some scrapes, bumps, and bruises, but at 22 crystal clean and clear here maybe trying to stretch the fuel a little bit to get back onto the same strategy as the drivers now leading this race. John McMillan Jr. also going to make a pass for position, pick up third now as Todd Cray struggles and Cray to pit lane. Todd Cray to pit lane less than 10 laps after heading down pit road. Well, I apologize, less than 20 laps. He was on pit road back at lap number 51. Interesting strategy, and we got some hardcore racing at the front. Bailey Dutton, Justin Gann going at it. Drivers battling for track position behind him. I do believe that's going to be Nick Hunt just off in the background in his 00 John D machine. And yes, it is. There you can see him giving up the track position, not battling with a Shea for a position in the running order. So wisely, Hunt lets him go. Minimizes the time lost. And we're going to stay green flag racing here. Let's stay at the front here, guys. We've got some good racing action starting to brew. Todd Craig closing in on Jake Shea. That's going to be for the 6th position, but more importantly, that's going to be for the lucky dog position. Todd Craig going to make short work down on the bottom of the racetrack with those fresher tires. Easily works his way around the speed stick number 77 machine, so was Shea going to fall back to 7th. But again, most important thing here is Todd Craig now in that lucky dog position. So if we see a caution, Craig will get the lucky dog and put himself right there. With a chance and opportunity still laid in front of him. Back to the front, though. Let's check it out. Battle for the race lead still raging on. Sitter looking for a position, unable to grab the top spot. For now, Gang going to have to settle for running in the tire tracks of that Team Conti, number 26, Toyota Supra. Trying to run through the strategy in my head right now, trying to do some of the math on the fly. And it looks like Justin Gann was able to go right about 40 laps on the fuel. So if we're calculating this right, that should send Dutton, Gann, McMillan Jr., pretty much the rest of the field. That should send them to pit road right around lap number 97, right around lap number 100. And with another 40 laps to the end, puts them 10 laps short on the fuel. We mentioned Todd Cray, just about a 12-lap stint last time on the tires. Has Cray been eyeballing that strategy? Tell you what, we're going to find out. Let's put it right here. There you can see 16 lap stint on the tires. We were close. We said 10. I'm telling you what. I just don't know. These drivers and crew chiefs has got me stumped, and I am one of the most strategizing individuals that I know. I'm on it from lap 1. Right now, this fuel strategy's got me scratching my head just a little bit. Because it does look like the front of the field is going to find themselves a handful of laps short. Todd Gray still gonna need to make at least one more pit stop. Big question is though, will the guys in front have to make two? Justin again starting to slide back just a little bit, maybe a little bit of a methodical approach here. Maybe wanting to just pester, be the gnat in the ear of that 26 machine. Just each time he looks in either the side mirror or that rear view mirror, just a red sea appears. And he knows he's got Justin again to deal with. Top two have opened up a 1.2 second gap back to that Canadian sponsor number 15 machine of McMillan Jr. So as he falls to the wayside, the top two still continuing this battle, but it looks to be a pretty courteous gentleman. Battle at the front. We were searching for an elegant way to say scuffle, tussle, but we drew blank. We're not gonna lie to you. We keep it real with the race fans here. But guys, can you fix the graphic? Why does it still show that we are at Kansas? And I can promise you, we're definitely not at Kansas. Right around the corner from the 100 lap mark here tonight, the Bang Energy 150 miles to decide your championship 8 with the opportunity to race for the season title and all the accolades that come along with it. Next week at Texas Motor Speedway, we have been green flag racing since lap number 10. Over 75 laps of action now behind us. We are counting down the laps, counting down the miles here tonight in the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series Bang Energy 150. While we got you here, while we've got your attention, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy joining us week in, week out, not just about what's going down on the track here tonight at Phoenix Raceway, but week in and week out, every single Tuesday night, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Show these drivers some love and support, and be sure you drop them that thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe and smash the bell. Over on the right-hand side, lap number 87. Gonna come to a close. 88 gonna go on the board this time around. Bailey Dutton continue to lead. Justin Gann with green flag pit stops looming in the air. Man, these last about 65 laps. They're gonna be interesting. I think Todd Gray is going to be able to close the distance, close the gap. He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap. Very well may put himself back in the race lead. But for how long? Gray last to pit road on lap number 68. That means he's going to be looking for pit road right around lap 110. With another 40-lap run, that puts him right there in the field window. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a fuel strategy race here tonight. Already looks to be unfolding with that Coors Light number 22 of Todd Cray sitting one lap down. But where's Cray on the racetrack? This is important right here. There he is, just behind your race leaders. Now going to work his way to the inside of your third place runner, McMillan Jr., who heads to the top of the racetrack. Going to allow those fresh tires, the racing line on the bottom. Look for a little bit of a draft at a toe down the backstretch. All sorts of out of shape here, struggling a little bit with the rear grip. And unfortunately for McMillan Jr., he's not going to be able to keep pace. Todd Cray going to easily walk away here. And anxiously waiting your top two to pit road. This is going to give us that true lap count, really. You know, with the caution flags earlier here tonight, the fuel numbers are a little bit skewed. They're a little bit assisted, is maybe the word we're going to look for and use. So going to get that true fuel run this time around by those drivers out front, showing the way, leading the race, battling for position. Tell you what, let's go back to those top two that are battling. Continue to watch this one because Todd Cray, he's going to come up into the mix and into the picture in here in just a second. But as those top two continue to track and put drivers off of the lead lap, Todd Cray going to quickly have to pick up the pieces here and get around that 28. Navy, accelerate your life, fuel your future. Ford Mustang of Jason Branch, the only Ford in the field representing well here tonight inside of the top five. Jason Branch with just another solid quiet race. Cray going to work his way to the bottom of the racetrack and take the position away from Jason Branch, who falls back now to the 6th position. Only 4 drivers remaining on the lead lap. McMillan Jr. losing time. Nick Hunt going to fill out that 4th position. Final driver on the lead lap, just about a half a track behind. So now the big question is Todd Cray's strategy enough to get him back on a podium position? First. Secondly, is it enough to work out for him to reclaim that top spot at the end of tonight's race? How long will these top two stay out on the racetrack? That is also going to be a very key factor. Watching the intense battle for the race lead, Justin Gagne, pole sitter, still searching for that top spot. Excuse us. After Bailey Dutton took the top spot away from him on that opening lap, Gagne only able to lead 2 laps under caution so far, or under green flag pit stop conditions, we should say. So a car that had extreme solo speed, maybe lacking or suffering just a little bit in race trim. We've seen Todd Cray go all the way to the bottom on the apron through the dog leg last time around. That really benefited him and closed the distance and closed that gap. I think one of the most important things right now at this point in time, is Todd Gray has got to try to be there to get himself back on the lead lap as soon as these guys make the left-hand turn and off of the racing surface. As soon as Dutton or Justin Gann begin their trip to pit road, Gray has got to be right there. He's right there right now, don't get me wrong, but that is about a 1 second gap. I'd like to see him maybe close that into about a half a second or closer. That way, as soon as these guys start to slow up and hit their marks and head to that left-hand side of the racetrack, Gann's already there. That's what I'd like to, or I apologize, Gray would already be there. That's what I want to see right now out of that 22. See if he can't stop the run by Justin Gann. A huge run out of the corner, and Todd Gray just not able to close in, man. He's right there knocking on the door. 77 of Jake Shea to pit road, lap 102 to pit road for Shea. This is your closest, your biggest, your only battle on the racetrack, so we're going to stay right here with your top two. Justin Gann, moment off of 2. And that lets you know right there. That right there lets you know how important it is for these drivers to run well. To keep a fast, troublesome competitor behind you. Justin Gann has given everything he can to keep Todd Gray behind him. Bailey Dutton, John McMillan Jr. to pit road this time by, and that's going to leave Justin Gann out on the racetrack. He will lead another lap here tonight in the Bang Energy 150. Nick Hunt going to take over that second position. This is where it's going to be interesting, though, race fans. Does Todd Gray leapfrog Dutton and McMillan Jr. gets himself back onto the lead lap with your race leader heading down pit road? Here comes that John Deere double O. He's heading to pit road this time around. Could it be for the final time on the binders? He's going to look for 4 fresh Goodyears for sure, so flat spotting those old tires, not a problem, not an issue. And here we go, Todd Gray back into a podium position, but for how long? He's going to have to hit pit road one final time here tonight. Gray easily in front of Bailey Dutton. Easily does away with Nick Hunt. Easily does away with Justin Gann. Almost in a whole nother zip code right now at this point in time. Almost in an entire different area code. Zip code county. He gone. He heading to Texas already. Todd Gray, 7-second advantage here with less than 50 laps to go. Man, I still don't know. Still don't know if that is enough fuel for Bailey Dutton and Justin Gann. Can we pull the pit stops back up, guys? Can we pull those stints? Let's get a little bit more of an accurate reading. And there you can see 47 laps. 47 laps that last time. For Todd Gray, or I should say, for Justin Gann and Bailey Dutton. That's going to put them right at the mark. That is going to literally put them needing fuel at lap 150. I don't know. I don't like it. But at the same time, both of them are championship competitors. Came into tonight's race 1 and 2 in the overall point standings. Not a lot to lose. Roll the dice. You know what I mean? Let it ride. Push it all in. Play with the house money. See where the chips fall. You may knock it out of the park and look like a genius. Or you could run out of fuel and watch 2 or 3 drivers make a pass for a position, still walk away with a solid top 10. So at this point in time, this juncture in tonight's race, the Bang Energy 150 for the Ayers High Racing Paints Xfinity Series, why not, if you're one of these Xfinity Series crew chiefs, why not throw caution to the wind? Why not say, and forgive our language here, why not say the hell with it? And just try something different. If you don't do nothing different, I know that is terrible English. Absolutely terrible. But if you don't do nothing different, how can you expect things to change? I don't think you can. I think Todd Cray may be on a backward slide here. Quickly catching up, but almost a 40-lap difference on the tires. From 7 seconds out front, and now being passed for the race lead. Bailey Dutton going to work his way to the bottom of the racetrack, and look at the gap that Dutton has opened up over Gale. Just a 1-lap difference between Dutton and Gale, and it's translated into about a second and a half. Back to the point. Looking for win number 4 on the season. Coming Team Conti, number 26 machine. Wrap it up here tonight with a victory. And the Bang Energy 150, brought to you by Bang Energy Drinks. You can find them all across America. When life puts you to the test, don't settle for second best. Grab a Bang Energy and fuel your destiny at bangenergy.com. All right, lap 115 on the board. We're going to take just a moment to get away from the race talk, as there's Todd Cray to pit road for his final green flag stop. We're going to stay with the race leader. No real battles to speak of for the moment. So this is going to give us an opportunity as we begin to eyeball the end of the season. Season number 6 coming to a close, and we couldn't do this without the amazing support of the sponsors here with Swift MotorSports, the companies, the crews that keep everything running smoothly week in and week out. We couldn't do our job without the help from them. So we want to take a moment to just recognize and shout out each and every one of the sponsors. First and foremost, want to give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Ayers High Racing Paints, one of the best graphics designers and car livery producers that you can find here on iRacing.com. You can check them out on Facebook.com. That's Ayers High Racing Paints. On board this season, yet again, sponsoring the pole position, the Performance Motorsports team. A lot of drivers throughout this field involved in some shape, form, or facet of Performance Motorsports and what they represent and what they get done. Huge shout out to everybody involved over there with Performance Motorsports on board for yet another season here with Swift. We would be remiss if we didn't mention Buttkicker, perennial sponsor here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. When you're looking for a little bit more, when you want to feel those explosions beneath your feet. You want to feel the seat move with every bump and dip of the track. Butt kicker will bring you all the action right beneath your seat. Butt kicker, the future is feeling. Quickly on to some associate sponsors. Want to give a huge shout out to Mountain Mafia Kennels, the best American bully breeders in the Southeast. You can find them right there in the mountains of western North Carolina. Find them on Instagram, as well as Facebook. Once again, that's Mountain Mafia Kennels. Premier Racing Setups, the world's longest running, biggest performer setup shop for iRacing.com. Once again, you can find your speed right there. They've got something for every car and track combo on the platform. You can check them out. Once again, that's Premier Racing Setups.com. Final shout out before we begin to wind down the final 25 laps. Want to give a huge shout out to the unsung heroes here with Swift Motorsports, pulling race control and admin duties week in, week out, behind the scenes, keeping the drivers straight, keeping the rules enforced. Andy Starcher and Don Kidder, you gentlemen, I know you're just down the hall in the control room, but you gentlemen absolutely keep the shows going. We appreciate everything you do and all the hard work, making sure these drivers know when and why they've been penalized, how they picked up the penalty, how to avoid it, getting drivers straight for the restarts, the point standings, the arranging of sponsors, just everything imaginable to get this race to kick off week in, week out. Huge tip of the cap to both of you gentlemen. It has been yet another season for the books here with Swift and Turn 3 Racing Network. And then we've still got one more week to go. Still 2 more races coming at you, both of them championship action doubleheaders down there in Texas. We'll see who can line dance their way into victory lane and pick up that season championship. Will you need a win to get it done? We'll see next week. As we cross the line this time around there, you can see your race leader starting to have some company closing in from behind. Let's take a little look off the tail end. Real quick, looking back at that number 30 machine of Justin Gann. So your pole sitter, still the race win, the final 25. So again, with 25 laps to go here in the Ayers Racing Paints Xfinity Series, Energy 150 from Phoenix Raceway. 13 drivers to the starting grid. We are down to only 8 remaining on the track with just your top 4 on the lead lap. And judging by Todd Cray's strategy, I just, it's going to be agonizing for Cray. I think there was that short stint where he did about 16 laps and then came to pit road right there at the middle portion of tonight's race. I think that's where the issues or the strategy may have went awry. I think maybe running that one out and keeping it on that schedule may have been the right thing to do, but then we turn around and we have the Speed Stick sponsored Toyota Supra of Jake Shea. We're running in 7th right now, 3 laps down. He was on that same strategy as Todd Cray. Did not come to pit road after that 16-lap stint like Todd Cray did. And we see a 2-lap difference. So maybe Cray had the right strategy after all by minimizing a little bit on a run. But now with 20 laps to go, next time around, It all comes down to whether or not these top drivers are going to have to hit pit road. And then we take a look at Nick Hunt. He's sitting 12 seconds back. He's got a little bit of gap. He's got some time. He's not going to have to worry about Todd Gray. But Nick Hunt maybe save enough fuel to get to the end on the strategy that he's under here tonight. And I don't know. Get me back to those easy strategy mile and a halves where I can figure it out before the halfway point, so we're not just guessing up here. Either that or I'm going to have to get myself a bigger crystal ball because the predictions are getting harder and harder as this season unfolds. I'm just saying. Just saying. So as we are winding down the laps here tonight in the Bang Energy 150, gonna take a look at a little bit of an interesting stat between these top two drivers. Both of them came into tonight's race with 4 pole positions apiece. Justin Gann gonna pick up his 5th pole position here tonight to pull ahead in that category. But Bailey Dutton looking to pull even here tonight in the winners column. Justin Gann with 4 wins. Bailey Dutton with 3. Could we see a tie in the winners column between teammates heading into the race at Texas? Let's not forget about Todd Gray. He's got 3 race wins to his name this season. I kind of want to see, you know what, if you're out there watching in TV land, race fans, I'm sorry I'm going to say it. I kind of want to see these two run out of fuel. I want to see if by some chance Nick Hunt can save enough fuel to get there and walk away with a podium finish here tonight. I mean, he's still got to deal with John McMillan Jr. running in third, the 15 Canada-sponsored machine. A brother from above the border, man. A great race for him so far. Started in third, led a handful of laps, battled for positions right where he qualified, sitting in third with less than 15 to go. And now's the time. If you're Justin Gann, you can't hesitate any longer. We've got less than 15 miles of racing. You gotta go. You gotta get it now. Bailey Dutton's one of those drivers that when you pass him, he's gonna immediately look for the opportunity for the rebounds. You want to give yourself enough time that if you have a slip up, you can readjust and rerun. Not just that, but if you complete the pass and you allow Dutton to make that repass immediately, that it gives you the opportunity to come out of it. I think if you're Gann, you can't wait for 2 to 3 to go. I think you gotta go with about 10 remaining. That's gonna quickly be on our doorstep. As we cross the line this time, round 11 laps remaining in the Bang Energy 150 right here from Phoenix Raceway. go, sailing it deep into the corner. Ooh, boy, Justin Gann. I told you he was going to have to start going with 10 laps to go, didn't I? It's 10 laps to go. You've seen him sailing down into the corner into turn 1. I think he sends it again. It's just me. I think he got no choice. Gotta run the high side this time around. Does close a little bit on the tail end of that 26 machine as Dutton starts to struggle, and big tanks lap out of that 30. And it looks like just giving it too much from the center off. Justin getting more problems off of the corner exit last time around. Big dive to the bottom of the racetrack here. Looking to close back in that distance, but it's always hard to get back. You know what I mean? You drove it in hard, you kind of missed it, you overstepped, you gave up some time, now you're just driving, trying to get it back. And that's when problems can happen. That's when mistakes can be made. Will we see a championship caliber, championship talented driver like Justin Gann make the adjustments? With 5 to go this time around, will he make the adjustments needed to walk away with a win? Teammate or not, if I get to you, I am moving you. Big run to the bottom of the racetrack there for Gann. He's going to close the distance, but big momentum for Dutton on the top side. Gann does close in, but it's going to open up down into the corner. 3 to 4 car length advantage for Dutton. For a moment, we're going to see the 4 sign. This time, 4 miles remade in the Bang Energy. 150. Back down the backstretch once again into turn 3. Here we go. Bailey Dutton gonna work his way out of 4. Back across the stripe. Popsicle sticks now on display. Just 2 to go here from Phoenix. And with 2 to go, the gap has increased. The opportunity has dissipated. Your podium drivers all but sorted out here tonight, and as we work our way across the stripe this time by white flag flies, final lap here from Phoenix is the Swift 1 to go. Gann with a valiant effort, but it's going to be to no avail. This man right here will start from outside pole and walk away with his 4th win on the season across the stripe, checkered flag in hand, and Bailey Dutton with the 4th win on the season. He's going to walk away with the checkered flag one more time. Loganville, Georgia native gonna get the job done and have a little bit of momentum on his side heading into Texas. And he's Swift Motorsports Racing. We didn't know he was a Formula Drift driver as well, giving the fans in the stands one hell of a smoke show. After an amazing race-winning performance, Bailey Dutton serving him up with the smoke show. Post-race celebrations going down on the front stretch. We're going to set things up and get ready for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back right after this brief break. Back at the conclusion of tonight's Bang Energy 150 live from Phoenix Raceway. We're going to dive right into things here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with the man that walked away with the third and final spot on the podium here tonight. John, it's Dave talking to us again, man. How you feeling after another podium finish here from Phoenix?
It feels good to get a podium. Really, all we're hoping for is we got enough points to make the championship race.
Yeah, I mean, walking away with the podium, you definitely did what you could. Obviously, from your standpoint of things, you got to let the points kind of fall where they may. I don't really know how that's going to work out, so I'm not going to speculate one bit, but we'll see how it all goes. But with one more race on the line next week, whether you're in or out of that championship 8, what's the strategy? Is it to go out there and just outright win the race, or how are you feeling about heading into the final race of season 6?
Well, we're gonna definitely try and just go out there and win the race, but we're gonna put on the best race we can, and we'll race all these guys as clean as we can and give it our all.
Well, there was a little bit of fuel strategy trying to be worked out there tonight. Was there ever any talk of fuel strategy between you and the crew chief tonight?
No, after we took fuel on that first caution there, we were kind of set to run the tanks right empty on every single green flag stop there, so couldn't play too much with fuel. But would have been nice if we could have played a little. It would have been able to maybe short pit and made a little bit of time on the leaders there. But we just had to run the way we had.
Well, it's been a hell of a season for you. It looks like this is going to be your fifth top 10, your fourth top 5. You had another podium finish here, so things definitely working for you this season. We'll see if you can keep the momentum heading in the right direction next week at Texas. But before we let you go for the final time here tonight from Phoenix, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
I'd like to thank everyone that helps me, all my family, and then I'd like to thank everyone here that puts on this racing in this league that we're in. Justin, uh, all the other admins. I'd like to thank you as well, Dave.
Well, I know I appreciate the comments. I know your fellow competitors, as well as the admins and all the sponsors, appreciate all the hard racing action that you bring to the table when you do hit the track. John, it's always been a pleasure when I get a chance to talk to you. And man, we hope we get to talk to you again before the season's done next week. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dave.
All right, there it goes. Final few words from our brother from above the border, the Canadian sponsor number 15, Machine of John McMillan Jr. Going to walk away with third and set his sights on either stealing the championship or spoiling the show. Next week at Texas Motor Speedway, we'll see how it all shakes out and how it all runs down. And that's going to move us right along to the man that walked away with his 5th pole position of the season, stacking the stats. Yet another top 10, another top 5. Justin, man, you gotta let anybody else in these post race interviews. You're gonna hog all the action.
I wish I was one more up, man. I just couldn't do it tonight.
Well, man, you can't have everything you want. That's just the way it is. Or at least that's what I tell the kids. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Well, man, it's been again. We mentioned some of the stats. It's been a hell of a season for you. Now that you know it's all on the line next week, what's the mentality heading into next week, knowing that you're gonna have teammates, 3 out of your other 5 competitors, 7 competitors, something like that, are teammates. Does that change the mentality going into next week's race?
I mean, we're all gonna race each other hard. It's a lot of times it's more fun, especially when you're racing your teammates, because you can talk mess to them right there as you're racing, you know. But yeah, I think next week is gonna be hard. Bailey's, good at places like that, so I'm just gonna have to try and do what I do best and maybe save tires and maybe it'll work. But I mean, those guys are fast. It seems like they can go without saving, and somehow they're saving more tire than me. But it's just tricky. So it's anybody's race next week for sure.
Yeah, no Texas Motor Speedway. I mean, I do believe we're going to be racing under the lights, so the heat going to be turned up at night. We'll see how it all plans out and plays out for you. But no matter how the chips fall, man, it's been a hell of a season and a hell of a run for you. I don't want to say we couldn't be more proud of what you've done because we really don't have any stake in it, but at the same time, man, it's been a phenomenal job and a run for you this season. We hope you get there at the end of next week's race, but you know the drill. So we're gonna shut up here and we're gonna step back into the corner, and the mic is yours.
All right. Yeah. Give a shout out to Performance Motorsports, Hyperdrive Racing, Airs iRacing Paints, everybody that puts on the league, Don and Andy for being up in the booth. You guys over there at Turn 3 for putting on the broadcast for us. Um, you know, cousin Jess always supporting everybody. My wife for letting me race, not yelling at me after some of these long nights. But yeah, that's about it. All my teammates as well.
All right, my man. Well, again, we'll see how the chips fall for you next week. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity to talk to you. It just depends on where it's at, and we'll see where you're at the end of things. But as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Final words for the man walking away second. Going to pick up his fifth pole position. Going after that fifth win, but came up just short. He'll sit in second at the end of tonight's Bang Energy 150, and that's going to move us right along into victory lane to another familiar face in a familiar place. Teammate snatching the win from him. Going to pick up win number 4 this season. Bailey, new livery on the car, sporting that Team Conti scheme out there tonight. Is this a sign of things to come? You know, Conti won a championship. Are you going to do the same next week?
You know, I never put 2 and 2 together, but now that you say it, I would love to park it in a victory lane for a championship next week.
Well, see, I get to cheat. See, I have these little people in my ear telling me all these neat little facts and little things that I can say. Half of the time I'm not listening to them, but I figured, you know, why not pull that one out of the hat for you here tonight? So see, I get to cheat and you can't do nothing about it.
Let's see, the funny thing is now I get to cheat and I get to lean on Conti on some tips and tricks for next week.
Well, man, it's been a hell of a season for you. 4 pole positions, 4 race wins, multiple top 5s, multiple top 10s. The consistency is there. When you show up, you show out. Will we see the same thing next week? We'll figure all that out. But something I asked your teammate, and something I'm going to ask you is, knowing that you've got 2 other teammates in an affiliate, JC3, more of an affiliate than an official teammate, or maybe an official teammate at this point in time, not really sure, but does it change the way you approach next week's race, knowing that you got teammates out there that you have to go out and just do what you need to do?
It doesn't really change anything. I mean, we race each other pretty hard week in and week out. I think the only thing that may change is there may be a little less talking about strategy throughout the race because everything is on the line. So we'll probably keep everything in private amongst ourselves throughout the race. But the racing, and we race hard every week, so that'll remain the same. I look forward to it. It's going to be fun. The last few weeks, and I started off hot and I started off super strong and pretty much controlled my destiny. But the last few weeks, those guys have stepped up, and I've pulled off some good finishes due to some mishaps and some bad luck. So hopefully I come out like I did at the beginning of the year for next race, and I can control it.
Well, the cream rises to the top, and here tonight, that's just yet more proof to that pudding, if you will. Just another outstanding performance for you and your crew. So before we let you go, you know the drill. The mic is yours.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, I'd like to thank Team Conti and all those guys for helping me out, help me learn a few things and get a little faster. You for putting on the broadcast, everyone at Swift for putting this whole season together, regardless of the outcome next week. And everyone that stayed in and raced. I know we had some people drop out, so I'm thankful that people stayed in and rode out the season, whether they're in or not. And cousin Jess for tuning in. I think that'll wrap it up.
All right, Bailey. Well, again, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things. And just like I told your teammate, we're going to see how the chips fall next week and see if we get to talk to you in these post-race interviews. And if we do, where you end up at the end of it all. It's been a hell of a run this season. We'll see what you got left at Texas. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. From victory lane, checkered flag in hand for the 4th time this season, Bailey Dutton will walk away the winner of the Bang Energy 150. What a night for us. What a way to get things ready to go for your championship race next week at Texas Motor Speedway. You can hear in the background the familiar sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results here from Phoenix Raceway in the Bang Energy. 150 walking away. Checkered flag in hand. Top spot from outside pole position into victory lane. Bailey Dutton picks up yet another win. Justin Gant from pole position going to finish second here tonight. John McMillan Jr. giving his championship hopes a shot in the arm. Will it be enough? We'll find out next week at Texas. McMillan Jr. finishes third. Nick Hunt back in the fourth position. Todd Cray off on the fuel strategy just a little bit. And the Coors Light 22 finishes in fifth. The Navy Accelerate Your Life 28 sponsored machine of Jason Branch gonna walk away with sixth, while Jake O'Shea finishes in seventh. David Medina Sr. back in eighth. The Cuban Missile Roy Fernandez gonna have early troubles, but he will move on with a shot at the championship next week. Fernandez finishes in ninth. Cody Sleeper rounding out your top 10. The 85 machine for Kevin Blookman back in the 11th, 12th place tonight. 2. Gary May finishing out the 13-car field here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. The number 11 Serve Pro machine of KC Duncan. Once again, a huge shout out to our race control and admin just down the hall. Andy Starcher in the house here tonight, keeping everybody straight. All the drivers in line under our very few cautions. Big tip of the cap to you, sir, for all you do. And we can't wait to see you at the track next week at Texas Motor Speedway. And that's going to do it for us. We're going to get ready to roll up the cords and cut off the lights. But before we go, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers love. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.